Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have some pretty good news from your local car dealership salesman over here, where we actually have a lot of really big news when it comes to the next upcoming PlayStation 5 exclusive, where we've actually seen now, like, a huge list of really good things. This is all in regards to the brand new upcoming God of War Ragnarok, which has at least once again big kind of updates when it comes to the actual studio itself, release dates, as well as also huge graphical improvements, and on top of that, a bunch of also brand new features as well. Just a lot of good stuff all put together, where we're just seeing a lot more improvements, a lot more updates, and just a lot of good things going on. And as well, I'm sure you guys all know, when it comes to the games itself, we are still waiting for more information. As of right now, there's a lot of rumors and speculation on the side that we're going to be having another PlayStation 5 event in the very next few weeks, typically like on the usual E3 cycle, a lot of summertime showcases. Xbox themselves going to be doing a pretty big showcase. Summer Games Fest as well on top of that. So it's almost kind of just rightfully so that we're overdue for both a state of play, general updates, future games, and as well some proper God of War news. So we're going to talk about a lot of this stuff, talk about some information as well, a lot of stuff to go talk about. As well as any of you guys are brand new, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications as well for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway. Amazon links down below for the PS5 digital console controller, Twitter and Twitch as well, link down below, and sign up for Weeble, sign up for Coinbase, and also the Twitter giveaway down below, and let's dive into the actual business itself. So, very first and foremost, this has actually been a thing that's been floating around quite some time. So as you guys know, Santa Monica Studio is actually currently working and developing up here for God of War. And we have a very fun Twitter bio update. Now, you guys may not think this is a big source, but I'm going to make you guys think it is. When it comes to this Sony Santa Monica Studio, as I mentioned, they're the developers for the God of War game itself for Ragnarok. Now, I want to go and bring a very extra bit of attention over here. The official account for Santa Monica Studio, developer of God of War Ragnarok, and you guys could probably go and see the next little bits and pieces of lineage coming to the PS5 and PS4 in 2022. So we actually had an official notice from this. We actually had like one of the lead developers actually go and respond to someone a few weeks ago. I think we even made a YouTube video on it, and they were like, yes, the game should be coming out with no issues, no delays, nothing else in 2022. Although that was just one developer and one person who had a good say into the actual development of it, but not from official Sony, not from official trailers, not from official press, or all that stuff. But here it is from the source itself. Now, that's one very big thing, too, because I think God of War is probably, if not the most sought-after game, one of the most sought-after games of the PlayStation 5. I'd probably say, at least for me, I'm a lot more hyped up to see the continuation of God of War and kind of see where the story goes and everything else with it. So, at least for me, that is some big news. Basically, whenever we see the official social medias themselves chiming on in, making some comments, and dropping in some good Twitter bio updates, it adds just a pretty bigger amount of, like, well, I guess, I don't know, respect, courage, confidence, whatever you guys want to go put into it, and I love to go and see this. So, that's a big thing. We've actually been hearing a lot of rumors, too, as well, for a September 10th release date. That has kind of been the rumor and kind of been a somewhat consistent date we've had a chance to see. And I think as of right now, a few retailers have also put that on down. Now, with the pandemic and everything else, too, and also no official release date, sometimes we want to go postpone games up a little bit longer, just to make sure the game's running good, feeling good, and all of that type of stuff. So, at the end of the day, we are still seeing it expected for 2022 from the official sources themselves. Huge good news. But as well, a lot of things have been kind of making its way all around throughout today when it comes to highlight threads and everything else, which we'll go and showcase over here in a second, where they just had a bunch of different features. But the one I think biggest thing to kind of go and note is on the graphical update. So as a lot of people have kind of been seeing this up on Twitter too as well, and I'm just highlighting this and talking about this, and kind of why I want to bring it up to myself is we're actually seeing some huge graphical updates too as well on top of everything else. So if you kind of have maybe like a side-by-side comparison through looking some of these environments and everything else, and since like the previous trailer, we are now seeing everything look and pop just a little bit more. I love to see this. So as you guys can maybe kind of go and tell from this very first photo, to kind of, I guess, highlight some stuff, and my webcam might be in the spot with it, but if you guys say look in the background, kind of literally just go and stare at the same exact background, you can kind of just go and see that they first and foremost made the coloring a lot better, and that actually may just only be, honest to God, be one of the only big major changes with it. But you can kind of go in and see it when it comes, like, say, the skin. Look at, like, Kratos' skin over here in the background too as well. It looks more defined, looks like the colors pop more, looks like the lighting effects and everything bouncing off the characters themselves too looks way better. Like, look especially at the neck itself for the previous picture timed to everything else, and like the whole environment. Like, this just kind of looks like a barren, bad wasteland. It's not looking nice. It doesn't look bad by any means, don't get me wrong, but if you just kind of compare a lot of these details, a lot of just everything else with it, especially, like, I would say the outfit too, just a lot of things more pop. They look a little bit more, like, cleaner. The details are more there, and we're seeing loads of different graphics updates where people have the comparison with it. Now, this has not been, like, officially confirmed and all that, but just by looking through trailers, which, at least for these types of games, typically do have a lot of, rendered game cutscenes and stuff like that. And the fact that it looks way nicer, way better, changing up the features, we love to see it. Because also, don't forget, this still is an unreleased product, an unreleased game as of right now. So the better preemptive we get to go and see when it comes to trailers and everything else, the better. And we've seen a lot of other folks as well kind of make these kind of big comparisons too, as you kind of go and see here. And, like, it's like I keep on saying, like, look at the backgrounds, look at the environment, look at the actual, maybe it's just like I don't know, maybe they just rendered it better, but if you guys even look in the comparison of these types of photos, like, look at the face. Look at the details, look at the textures, look at the lines, look at the beard, look at the actual clothing, and look at how much more vibrant the characters pop, and especially in comparison to just everything else, too. Like, you can even look at, like, the tattoos and area zooms, and, like, it just looks very gray-scaled out originally. And as if you guys can have these big changes too on top of this, as everyone's been floating around about this and hyping this on up, which rightfully deserved, you can kind of go and tell that this game is going to be popping. And sometimes it is all you need. I've kind of worked with artists or done other various things where sometimes just that little change of color, little change of background, little change of lighting, and even for when it comes to music for games, although we're not listening to music, can definitely change the entire experience as a whole. So overall, I am so excited when it comes to God of War Ragnarok when it comes on out, and especially as one of the biggest PlayStation 5 games. I love to see this. But as well, throughout the entire day of kind of why it's also kind of in the news, we've actually done an official PlayStation blog post, which we'll kind of go through kind of relatively quickly, of the God of War Ragnarok accessibility features now revealed. So brand new features, and that's kind of a big reason why we're even seeing graphics and comparisons and more extra details on the release dates too as well. And for this is actually really cool. So for this one, they made sure that even on the God of War, the original game on PC, to improve and kind of continue to iterate on popular features from the initial PlayStation release, and they want to keep on supporting these two as well for the brand new game too on top of that. So they have things like, just general features like, say, auto sprint over there, which is also very nice, just, if you're playing a lot, or persistent dot always on reticle too, so in addition to focal points to reduce motion sickness or want a persistent reminder at the center of the screen, they also have the chance now to put in, like, center dots. So a lot of really big quality of life updates. Aim style, so you can either choose to hold or toggle on off the stance, block stances too as well, and then even new to the God of War Ragnarok features. So we have invested heavily in improving our subtitle and caption systems too as well for more customization. So you guys can see through some of the pictures too as well, so you guys can see, like, water freezing, the dialogue and all that type of stuff too as well, tied on in. As well, they've also apparently increased the minimum text size too on top of that. You can change now the colors to make it more simple for folks. They have speakered names too as well, and also on top of that for captions too on top of that. They also have, like, subtitle and caption background blur too as well to make them kind of look and feel like a little bit more embeddable, like just better and nicer. Subtitle background text too as well. Direction indicator too for critical gameplay sounds. Now the option directions indicator, which shows the direction of a sound is coming from too as well to assist with puzzles. And, like, now, I'm sure a lot of you guys themselves may not want it. It's also very nice, too, with people with, like, disabilities, or, just, like, maybe, I don't know, maybe you're a dad, maybe you're trying to have, like, volume quiet, whatever it might end up being. Those have different things for, like, the text and UI sizes, too, as well. Have a chance to change up this, and let people kind of have it more default into what they like, what they dislike, and all that, too, as well. And as well, you can kind of it's just kind of very nice to see the differences. So, like, for this, if you want to go more subtle, it's very small. If you want to go bigger, you can see bigger, It's very nice small chances too as well, but it's nice. Controller remapping too as well that go and customize the things. We have high contrast modes too as well to apply a color to objects in games like targets, enemies, and other characters, in addition to a variety of item types. When active, this will apply a color layer to characters that will make them more visible against the background too as well. So you can basically just kind of, once again, nice for, like, if you want to have visuals or you're half paying attention or you just maybe even want to speed run, whatever it may want to be. They also have other things like assistance over here, navigation assistance, other various types of assistance, audio cue assistance, and just everything is so nice too as well. So it's just a nice feature to kind of time on into with this for God of War, and as we mentioned, with huge graphic updates when it comes to release dates, at least being rumored on, and we're still waiting for the next Sony conference, all this news is coming out fantastic. So leave a comment down below, let me know if you guys are planning on buying God of War, or if you guys are kind of curious on this type of stuff, and leave your comments and thoughts down below. As well, if any of you guys are brand new, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on, as well for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway. Amazon links down below for the PS5 Digital Console Controller, Twitter and Twitch down below, the Weeble and Coinbase down below, and the Twitter and Twitch down below, and the Weeble and the Twitter giveaways and all that stuff down below.